tell us a little bit, before we get into LifeWise Academy, tell us a little bit about Kelly Harmony.
So I grew up in Bedford County.
You did?
And I went to JF. Yeah.
Go Cavs.
Yeah. And then got married. I've been married for 34 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
2 kids and a grandbaby.
No kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
My first grandbaby too.
No, man.
Yes. Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, I can't wait.
Yeah. And so started coming to Bedrock. I don't know, 4-ish years ago after several other churches
Been right
in
there
our
with you.
backgrounds.
Yep.
Yeah. And then this opportunity with LifeWise presented itself.
So again, before we get into that, real quick, I am curious. You are married to Dan, and Dan was in the Sheriff's Department?
He was. So if anybody's listening and they got a ticket from Harmony, don't. He's asked
There's
2 brothers.
2 of them, yeah.
2 brothers too. So all 3 of them.
So I'm just curious. What's it like being married to a police officer? Is it?
I did not like it.
Okay. That's what I was going to say.
Yeah. It's very stressful.
Yeah. Well, thank him for his service too.
Yeah.
Yes.
So obviously, you're probably a lot like me. We sit beside the Harmonies or behind the Harmonies in church. So how did you get into the LifeWise Academy? And before we tell us a little bit about LifeWise, and then I'll ask you how you got into it.
Okay, so LifeWise is a release time religious instruction program for public school students. So during the school day, we are picking up Liberty Middle School students and bringing them to Calvary Chapel, Bedford during the school day. The reason or how this is made possible is from a Supreme Court ruling in 1952 that it has to be off school premise, parent permitted, and privately funded. So that's how it's legal.
That's awesome. And so what's great about that is it gives the kids the opportunity to be able to get Bible teaching through a public school, but off campus. And you're providing all the, I guess, education material for that, correct?
Correct. LifeWise is a plug-and-play model, so they supply all of the curriculum. So basically, as long as you can kind of follow a recipe, it's very simple.
So do you know the inner makings of how this came about through Bedrock?
A little bit. I believe it was presented to John G. and the elders, and it was like a year in the making. LifeWise is headquartered in just outside of Columbus, Ohio.
Okay.
And they've been around since 2019, I believe. And so, yes, this opportunity was presented to John G. and they had been toying with the idea of, do they start a charter school?
Yeah.
How, they knew they were leading in the direction of students, but just didn't know what that looked like. Then this opportunity presented itself, and it was like a year in the making from kind of when the opportunity was presented until it was actually launched.
And how did you get into this?
So my day job was I recruited medical and pharmaceutical sales reps, and I've been doing that for 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
And, that's 100% commission. You eat what you kill. So you know about that, right? So I just wasn't feeling it. Like, I used to get so excited, like helping people and hearing their stories and working nationwide. It was very flexible when our children were little. I worked from home and
Nice.
and that was worked for our family, especially being married to a cop, right?
Yeah.
So then I was just praying, and I'm like, God, there's got to be something else out there for me, more than just this. what do you have for me? And went to church that Sunday, and, they had been talking about LifeWise in church, but, I didn't have kids in school. So I was like, yeah, that's great, but, it's not for me. And then John G was like, we're looking for a director. And I had just prayed that morning, what do you have for me?
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, the hair stands up on your arms, And I'm like, okay, I guess, maybe. I don't know.
A friend of mine I work with, he calls those things God winks.
Yes, I use that term
It's
too.
really cool. I never heard that
God
until a couple
winks.
years ago, and now I see them all the time. It's like I
Yes.
recognize when it happens.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Wow.
So I applied, and ironically enough, or as bad as this may sound, we were part of Bedrock, but we're not entrenched in Bedrock.
Right.
We were flying under the radar. Like, we had come from a church where we were very plugged in.
Yes.
So much so that they would peck me on the shoulder and say, "Hey, Kelly, we've got extra kids in the nursery. Can you come?" And it was great. I liked that, but it was nice to kind of fly under the radar in a
Yes.
new setting, and nobody really knows who you are. So John G had no clue who I was. And so I applied to Bedrock directly, not understanding that this is a LifeWise program. Bedrock, yes, was instrumental in bringing it here, but I'm a LifeWise employee. So then after that kind of got straight, where I was actually to be applying to, then, kind of went through the vetting process. And, we're right here just right around the corner from Liberty University. So there were a lot of people more qualified than myself on paper, for what this role was. So
Right.
I totally believe that it was a God
Sure.
thing.
Yeah.
Just to align all of that. Now, I had served on the school board for 4 years.
Okay.
I had served for Bedford County Economic Development for 4 years. So, I was kind of entrenched in the schools just outside of being a parent.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very active.
Man, that's incredible. So I think, having been part of this journey a little bit on Sundays with you, was there a number in the back of your mind of, all right, this is our first year going into this. If we can get 10 or 15 kids involved, this would be a win. Was there a sort of a prerequisite in your head of we should reach this number?
My goal was 100.
Okay.
If we could reach 100. Now, we were 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So, collectively 100. And we're at 107.
Wow.
And we launched in October. So we launched with 49. And then we outgrew the space
Yep.
at Bedrock. And now we're at Calvary Chapel, Bedford. And like I said, 107 students. And I didn't even realize that LifeWise does like a little shout out when you hit 100. It was just the number I had in my head,
Yeah.
you've have arrived.
That's right. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, you get a little shout out at 100. But
So it's 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So you're going to Forest Middle School, you're going to Stanton River Middle, you're doing Bedford County, or is it just anywhere? Or is it just LCA schools? Where do you go?
right now it's Liberty Middle School.
Liberty Middle School, okay.
Correct. Yeah, we launched there as a pilot program.
Right.
They have been excellent to work with.
You've gotten over 100 kids at one school?
Correct.
Holy cow.
Isn't that amazing?
That is so great. Yeah. That's all.
And it's the opportunity that they have.
Yeah.
Because normally they wouldn't have that opportunity to take a Bible study class.
Well, I will say that the first 49 students that we launched with, most of those children were churched, most of those students. However, our teacher's amazing, and she has 5 children of her own, so she's very regimented, which is great. But they give you a scope and sequence of the curriculum, but she knew a lot of those students were churched, so she went and picked out the not just Noah, not Jonah, all the other little stories, that aren't as prominent. So it's kept them engaged because, yes, they're churched, but they're still learning because it might be something that they've only heard a little bit or, not really in depth. Now we're seeing the tide shift a little, that we're getting more unchurched students. which is great. I mean, we had a one kid in particular. He came and he was just so excited, but he didn't sign up until November. And he said, I'm a Christian and I love this. And I said, what took you so long to sign up? And he said, my mom wouldn't sign me up. I had to wait for my dad to do it. Wow. But I'm the only Christian in my family. And he was so excited because every student gets a Bible. It lives in the LifeWise classroom. And then at the end of the year, they get to take their Bible home. He was so excited because his Bible's fallen apart.
Nice.
So he was so excited to have the opportunity to get a new Bible.
So logistically, and sorry, Brian, if I jumped in here, but logistically, I like to see how this works. So you've got 100 kids, let's say, from 3 different grade levels. Do they get on multiple buses from middle school and come to your place during an hour or so? How does it function?
So it's 3 different classes. So we do 8th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade is how it rolls. The 6th graders we have for a longer amount of time, which is good because they're our youngest group, and we will end up having them for longer, should they stick with the program 7th and 8th grade. But we have them over their lunchtime.
Okay.
So they come and actually eat lunch with us. But on average, it's about 50 minutes, 45, 50 minutes for the other 2 grades, and then a little longer for the 6th graders.
Yeah.
So does it help? Because like you said, when you first started, you were over here behind Bedrock in the new area, Shallow's place. But now you're at Calvary, which is right there beside the school. So does that help in your instructional time because you don't have the transportation that you had previous?
Definitely. We utilized every moment. So even when we were at Bedrock, a lot of our teaching was done on the bus.
Gotcha.
So, it was, again, our teacher, yelling from the front of the bus, and kids engaging. And, we give them, they're incentivized, for engaging and participating, wearing their T-shirts. Every kid gets a T-shirt, just trying to keep them engaged. I will say that since Christmas, really, we've seen a little bit of a drop off. We had the weather, the bad weather, and so we've seen a little drop off in participation. But we're trying to incentivize them to come and pizza parties, and we had Palm Sundays with ice cream Sunday for Palm Sunday. So just doing those little things.
That's awesome. Is there any inkling of moving, or not moving, but expanding to Forest and Denton River?
So we are actually having a fundraiser tomorrow.
Wonderful.
And in Bedford. And yes, we are looking to launch at least 3 additional programs.
Wow.
One at Stanton River Middle, one at Otter River, and one at New London. We have secured host sites in those locations. Pretty much, one is almost there, but the others are secure. So we're looking for church partners. Obviously, this is privately funded, so they anticipate it's about $40,000 per program. We were very lucky with our program. When we launched, someone donated a bus to us.
Yeah.
We were able to get it wrapped. Funds have just come. God has answered, and the money's come.
That's just incredible.
It is incredible.
How big a staff? How many people are involved, would you say, to keep the operation
under the
going?
bus? Keep it up.
So we have one teacher, and then we have probably 10 to 15 kind of permanent volunteers. We have some that kind of float in and out, but that's
and some that don't show up.
Yeah, some that never show up.
It's been Kelly and I talked, and I'm gung ho about doing it, and then I don't know. I'm still working.
Also, it's during the week, right? So it's Monday through Friday while they're in school. You're usually working.
It's just Fridays, right?
It's just Fridays.
It's just Fridays.
Day off.
Oh, just Fridays. Yeah, he's always off.
A Friday off. Something.
Good point,
always,
Kelly. Now I see why he's under the bus.
Oh, Lord. So anyway, all right. Tomorrow night is the dinner.
Yes.
Life, Liberty, Happiness will be there.
Yes.
We have a table, so I'm excited about being there.
Yeah.
If someone wants to donate,
Yeah.
where do they go?
Go to www.lifewise.org/Bedford VA.
Okay.
And then on there, you will see a Give tab,
Yep.
and you can donate electronically.
And if they wanted to volunteer and take Brian's place,
Yes, they can reach out to me, Kelly Harmony, KELLY Harmony, HARMONY, at lifewise.org.
That's awesome.
Brian,
I
I
could
would do that
email.
with you.
What?
I would do that with you. I would go
Do
volunteer.
what with me?
Volunteer.
On Fridays. A twofer.
You work.
I work half days Friday.
Listen to this.
even better.
Even better.
Just keeps working out.
All right. It's good to have Now, we are thankful that you joined us today. And I'll tell you before you get out of here, thanks for what you're doing. And I hope, obviously, we'll see you tomorrow night. But I hope we raise a lot of money tomorrow night. I hope we get some people to. We have people that listen from the Bahamas. So if you can still send money from the Bahamas,
So
it's
Yeah.
electronic.
I'll take your
Kelly, there's a-
whatever that is.
There's a
in the
segment
Bahamas.
I do that's called Have At It. It's usually the top rated part of the show, but it's usually just the dumb stuff that these kids get. I mean, it's just, and they're indoctrinated into these things that even the libraries at the schools allow. And it's so beautiful that we have somebody that's letting someone learn about God that
Yes.
they wouldn't have had otherwise. Congratulations for doing this.
Yes.
It's really
Thank you, guys.
All right, before you leave,
Yep.
we always ask our guests if you could choose a person to be with for a 24-hour period, who would it be? Anybody in history or currently? You just wanted to hang out with them for a day. Who would it be, and where would you hang out with them? We've had some great answers.
Oh, for 24 hours.
Yep, anybody in history.
And just throw it on the spot. Just throw
I think I would like to be with God for 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's that we get that one, and that's like one of them. I think said Jesus just like at a certain spot. Like that would be interesting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, just to get a glimpse.
Would you ask a lot of questions?
Oh, yeah. I would probably be speechless, you know?
Yeah, more like oh.
Yes. It would be one of those moments.
All right, Kelly Harmony with LifeWise Academy. Thank you again.
Thank
you
you,
so
guys.
much. Yep.